The Joint Coordination Committee for Villages for Dimapur District urges a state government to re-include 45 villages, town, colonies and communities under the administrative jurisdiction of Dimapur as before. Serves ultimatum to state government till February 28 to modify or rectify immediately its December 20, 2021 notification. Mon unit of Naga People's Front meet newly elected chairman of United Democratic Alliance and former Chief Minister of Nagaland, T.R. Zeliang. Delegations also meet newly inducted Nagaland Minister for Environment, Forest, Wildlife and Disaster Management, Y.M. Yolo Konyak. All Nagaland Taxi Association condemns alleged reports of taxation levied on unit members in a press release. The ANTA reiterates unflinching support and reaffirmation to ACAUT's One Government, One Tax resolution. Assembly polls in Manipur rescheduled to February 28 and March 5 instead of February 27 and March 3. Election Commission says a decision taken after receiving inputs from various stakeholders during its visit to the state. 2 people, including a woman, die while 4 to 5 people trapped under the debris in building floor collapse in Gurugram. Incident occurs during a repairing work at 6th floor of Tower 4D block at Shintel's Paradiso Residential Society in Sector 109. Hello viewers of Nagaland TV, I'm Rinki Gogoi and welcome to Nltv Primetime News. Let's see more of the news in details. The Joint Coordination Committee of Villages for Dimapur District served ultimatum to the state government till February 28 to modify and rectify immediately its December 20, 2021 notification. The ultimatum also urged the government to place the status of the 45 villages, towns, colonies and communities under the administrative jurisdiction of Deputy Commissioner Dimapur as before. The memorandum submitted to the State Chief Secretary through SDO Dhansari Park cautioned of resorting to further severe steps till the achievement of the demand if the rectification or modification is not done by the deadline. The JCV for Dimapur district submitted the memorandum after a huge public rally held at Dhansari Park local ground and attended by people from the affected areas. The memorandum also highlighted on how, even before the announcement of new district, the Akahuto Tokukujo Kukami Kuhakulu GB's Union Akabuto Dimapur on November 13, 2021 had expressed concern over eventual bifurcation of Dimapur district and expressed desire of 29 Sumi villages under Akabuto area to remain within the district. Notably, the same memo was also given to all the elected legislatures from Dimapur district. Again, the SERNA Dimasa Union Dhansari Park subdivision also issued a statement December 16, 2021 highlighting the inconveniences in the event of shifting the administrative control of Dhansari Park to Chumukidima from Dimapur. The Naga People's Front Mon Division officials, led by its president S. Chingyam Konyak and General Secretary H.A. Hongnao Konyak, on Friday met newly elected chairman of the UDA and former Chief Minister of Nagaland T.R. Zeliang, along with newly inducted Nagaland Minister for Environment, Forest, Wildlife and Disaster Management Y.M. Yelo Konyak. The party officials greeted both leaders and had prayer fellowships in their respective residences at Dimapur and conveyed party's cheerfulness on their new assignments in the UDA government. The party expressed trust and confidence on their leadership's potentials and urged them to take the responsibilities forward to strengthen the UDA government in Nagaland and party functionaries to new heights. The All Nagaland Taxi Association headquarters condemned Kohima alleged reports of taxation levied on unit members in a press release on Friday. The ANTA headquarters, Kohima consulting the district ANTA units, has reiterated unflinching support and reaffirmation to SAUT's One Government, One Tax resolution of October 31, 2013. At a time when everyone, especially taxi owners and drivers, face untold hardships, such injustice to members will not be tolerated. The association has appealed all organizations and individuals involved in collecting taxes from members to refrain from doing so, stating that most members are educated, unemployed youths who are on the verge of poverty due to the prolonged lockdown. Deputy Commissioner Dimapur Rajesh Sondrarajan has convened a conjoint meeting on February 15 in the Council Hall of Chumukidima A village to discuss issues relating to the construction of NH 129A 2-lane between Paren to Dimapur from chainage 173.850 kilometers to 183.750 kilometers Kovaru junctions till Paren Chumukidima border. The DC further requested the landowners, revenue officers, ESC Revenue Dimapur, ESC Chumukidima, DLRSO Dimapur, General Manager Reprise NHIDCL, Project Managers Test Company Private Limited, GBs and Chairman Village Council Chumukidima A, GB and Chairman Village Council Chumukidima Village, Convener NH 129A Landowners Union 9 to attend meeting without fail. Following the tussle over the post of President Hazi Park Businessman Welfare Committee, Piwoto YIA was elected as the president on Thursday. Meanwhile, V. Kekato Awomi and were determined to run the association individually. However, the two parties couldn't negotiate to come to a common conclusion. Meanwhile, Nltv tried to interview both the candidates, however, they refused to comment in front of the camera. Therefore, the team went around the area to get the opinions of the businessman as to who should be the next president. The annual sports meet of Cornerstone College has commenced on Friday, whereby Kuvulu Lorin, the director of Tetso College, graced the inaugural session as a special guest. Lorin, while addressing the students, urged them not to rely on any shortcuts to progress in life. He further advised the students to work hard, set goals, and not to devise any excuses in life. Furthermore, he called on the students to discover latent talents and prosper in life. A review meeting of the Dimapur Kohima new BG line project was held at the Chief Secretary's Conference Hall, Kohima, on Thursday. During the meeting, Chief Administrative Officer Northeast Railway Maligaon HS Yadav stated that the project is going at a smooth pace and that the Prime Minister's office is monitoring the project. Notably, the meeting was attended by Chief Secretary of Nagaland J. Alam and other senior state government officials. Yadav further informed that the phase 1 of the project from Dhansiri to Shukhavo has been completed and the trains will start to ply on the route soon. He also added that the phase 2, which is 28 kilometers from Shukhovi to Perima, is under construction and is expected to be completed by July 2023. While on the other hand, the phase 3, 38 kilometers from Perima to Zibza, is expected to be completed by March 2026. It is to be mentioned that the 82.50 kilometers long line will have 8 stations and 20 tunnels, covering a total length of 29.30 kilometers. The meeting also discussed various issues related to the project and how the state government could supplement in the smooth conduct of the works being executed. The Kohima Municipal Council carried out the distribution of Aero, Bio and Green Barn products to all the Kohima municipal wards on Thursday. The undertaking was aimed to eradicate the problem of smell while releasing septic tanks. Notably, Green Barn is a bio-product, powdered product under Guizan Organics and Technologies and based on effective microorganisms comprising a mixture of organisms that have reviving action on humans and the environment, which are used to enhance the life of septic tanks and smell-free and can decompose solid waste in short time. Meanwhile, the representatives of Aero Bio highlighted on the need of the indigenous formulated product, which consists of novel bacterial consortia which had the power to break down human feces and rapidly make the environment odor-free and can be used across a range of temperatures with no production of methane gas.
Kohima de Aero Bio liquid to outlet charta ase ekta to hoile duita to hoile upper midland ase dukan la nam do agro biotech aro ekta to hole naga oriental bloom itu duita de pai ase aro KMC office laga samne de pan dukan de bi pai ase itu dukan la nam do pahori jase aro officers hile bi ekta de ration dukan de pai ase. Thank you. Itu any toilet dibo pare hoy any toilet 70 hours rakhi dise kole tai neutralize kuri dibo itu do gundo hari jabo aro color bi neutralize kuri dibo pani color ho jabo hoile bi itu rakhi gene 70 hours na rakhya time de harpy toilet cleaner itu khan cholai dise kole bacteria ase itu mori jai itu bra itu dise kole 70 hours to jina holi rakhibo lage.
Okay, I'm Lanusunla Longkumer, the administrator of KMC. Aji Mohan itu Aero Bio aro Green Brand wards kan sob ke mating na distribute kurishe itu initiative taken by the Department of Municipal Affairs and Urban Development na kanba milay na lo ase inyar na itu sob 19 wards of Kohima gi dishe mainly itu duita do is both are environmental friendly saman ase, so it will not harm the environment also, or it will mitigate our problem of our endless problems, especially Kohima de hilly terrain de one cesspool khan me matili bi kam nokora ho jay na para ho jay itu karone itu mitigate kobo karone itu aji distribute kori dishe sob wards ke. Thank you.
Kohima de
Election Commission on Thursday rescheduled the dates for the two-phase assembly polls in Manipur, which now will be held on February 28 and March 5. One of the reasons for rescheduling the polls was a demand made by some Christian organizations not to hold elections on Sunday, since the earlier announced dates, February 27 is a Sunday when Christians go to church to offer prayers. In a statement, the EC said that the decision is based on inputs, representations, past precedent, logistics, ground situations, and all facts and circumstances in the matter. Nagaland reported total of 44 new COVID-19 cases, with the active case decreasing to 549. Kohima reported 21 cases, followed by Dimapur 18 cases. Among the other districts, Paren reported 3, while Twensang and Mukokchung reported 1 case each. Furthermore, state's cumulative recoveries have increased to 32,320, with recoveries of 75 patients in the last 24 hours. However, the death toll remains at 745, with no new fatalities. The Supreme Court on Friday refused to hear urgent pleas relating to hijab law in Karnataka and said it is watching what's happening in the state and in hearing before the High Court. A bench of Chief Justice of India N.V. Ramana and Justices S. Bopana and Hima Kohli said that this will see the issue at the appropriate time, as the Karnataka High Court is seized of the matter, and also suggested lawyers to not make it a national level issue. Petitioner Dr. J. Hali Federation of Masjids, Madaris and Waqf institutions approached the Apex Court today against the Karnataka High Court's February 10 interim order to restrain students from wearing hijab or any religious attires till the matter is pending with the court. In its plea, the petitioner contended that High Court on Thursday has sought to curtail the fundamental rights of Muslim students, women, by not allowing them to wear the hijab and pursue their education. The plea was filed by Fatima Bushra, a Udaipur College student, questioning the legality of Karnataka government order issued on February 5, 2022. Prescribing guidelines for a dress code of both government and private colleges and pre-university colleges in the state in the light of the hijab controversy. The Rajya Sabha was adjourned on Friday to resume its second part of the budget session on March 14 after a recess of 1 month. The Deputy Speaker of Rajya Sabha, Harivansh Narayan Singh, adjourned the House after Finance Minister Nirmala Sitaram addressed the House on Union Budget 2022 to 2023 and concluded the discussion on the issue. Earlier, papers were laid on the table when the upper house assembled for the day at 10 a.m. Notably, during the recess, the standing committees will examine the budgetary allocations for various ministries and departments and prepare reports. Meanwhile, subject to exigencies of government business, the session is likely to conclude on April 8 after the House will assemble for the second part of the budget session on March 14. The leader of the opposition in the Rajya Sabha and senior Congress leader Mallikarjun Kharge on Friday said Prime Minister Narendra Modi wasted Parliament's time and avoided answering the issues raised by the Congress. Kharge's charges were in context to the Prime Minister's reply to the discussions on President's address to the joint session of the two houses. Kharge said the Congress party had raised wide-ranging issues including inflation, unemployment, farmers' distress, economy, national security and unity. But Prime Minister did not choose to say anything on issues raised by the opposition parties and instead indulged in hurling abuses to the Congress. Kharge also alleged that the Prime Minister Modi sought to divert attentions from the issues raised by the opposition parties.
नहीं, हमने तो जिन मुद्दों को सरकार के सामने रखना था और खासकर प्रधानमंत्री जी भी सदन में बैठे थे राज्यसभा में, हम अपनी बात उनको बताई बहुत सी बातें, लेकिन हमारे सवालों के जवाब नहीं आए और हमारे मुद्दों को किस ढंग से सुलझाएंगे इसका कोई उत्तर उनमें नहीं था। चाहे हमने इन्फ्लेशन का, अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट का, फार्मर्स का इश्यू, जीडीपी का, बहुत से मुद्दे हमने उठाए थे और राष्ट्र की सुरक्षता का और राष्ट्र में एकता बना रखने के लिए जो वातावरण चाहिए और सबको साथ लेने की जो बात थी और सभी धर्म, सभी जाति, सभी भाषाओं के लोगों को, सभी राज्यों के लोगों को, लेकिन उन्होंने इस पे अपना कोई ठोस उत्तर भी नहीं दिया। यहाँ तक कि उस डिबेट को एक दूसरे तरफ भटकाने की कोशिश उन्होंने की, सिर्फ कांग्रेस को गालियां देने के सिवाय उन्होंने अपने उत्तर में दूसरी बात नहीं कही।
The centre on Thursday appointed 16 judges to the various high courts and elevated Justice Munishwar Nath Bhandari as the Chief Justice of Madras High Court as recommended by the Supreme Court Collegium headed by Chief Justice N.V. Ramana. Notably, Justice Bhandari has been serving as the acting Chief Justice of the Madras High Court till date. Meanwhile, the centre's approval of the Collegium's recommendation or judges in 3 high courts included that of 7 advocates as the judges of Andhra Pradesh High Court. Moreover, for Madhya Pradesh, 3 advocates and 3 judicial officers has been promoted to the High Court. Notably, the Orissa High Court will get 4 more judges after the centre has accepted the Collegium's recommendation. The Indian Space Research Organization is all set to launch the Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle PSLV C-52 at 5:59 a.m. on February 14 from the first launch pad of Satish Dhawan Space Center, Sriharikota Barrier Island off the Bay of the Bengal coast. Notably, the launch will be live-casted as per ISRO. The PSLV C-52 is designed to orbit an Earth observation satellite EOS-4 weighing 1,710 kilograms into a sun-synchronous polar orbit of 529 kilometers. Furthermore, the PSLV C-52 mission will also carry 2 small satellites as co-passengers, which include one student satellite, INSPIRES-1 from Indian Institute of Space Science and Technology in association with Laboratory of Atmospheric and Space Physics at the University of Colorado. Boulder and a technology demonstrator satellite in INS-2D from ISRO, which is a precursor to India-Bhutan joint satellite. During a repairing work at the 6th floor of Tower 4 D block at Shintel's Paradiso Residential Society in Sector 109, Gurugram, a floor collapsed on Thursday. Sources state that the two people, including a woman, are dead, while the 4 to 5 people are still trapped under the debris. The collapse started from 6th floor and it stopped on the 1st floor of the building. Many of the flats in between 6th and the 1st floor were vacant, which averted a major tragedy. A team of NDRF along with fire brigade and disaster management personnel are engaged in rescue operation under supervision of senior officials of administration and police. The society has 530 flats and nearly 420 families are staying in it for the past 4 years. A massive fire broke at Sri Mahakali Pharma Company of Ankleshwar GIDC in Gujarat on Friday. 15 firefighters were sent to the area within 10 minutes of getting the information to put off the fire, which was successfully brought under control. No one was injured in the incident and no casualties have been reported. Punjab Chief Minister Charanjit Singh Channi's nephew, Bhupender Singh Hani, who was arrested for the Enforcement Directorate in an alleged illegal sand mining case, has been sent to a 14-day judicial custody on Friday. Hani was arrested by ED earlier this month from Jalandhar after a day-long questioning under the provisions of the Prevention of Money Laundering Act. ED's action came around 20 days after it seized more than rupees 10 crores, gold worth above 21 lakhs and a Rolex watch worth 12 lakhs from the residential premises of Hani and others in connection with an alleged illegal sand mining case. The ED concluded its 2-day raid conducted at the business and residential premises of the accused persons and the other associates in over a dozen places in Mohali, Ludhiana, Rupnagar, Fatehgarh Sahib and Pathankot. Kerala state authorities have confirmed that the Kerala has identified the first case of monkey fever in Wayanad district. The officials have confirmed that the first patient of this year's monkey fever is a 24-year-old man from Panneya Valley tribal settlement in Tirunelli Grama Panchayat of the High Range district, and he has been inflicted with the Kaisanur forest disease, or more commonly known as monkey fever. The district medical officer Dr. Sakina said that the health authorities have already given an alert and urged local people to remain cautious. She said that a 24-year-old youth has been admitted to Manathavadi Medical College and is under medical observation. The officials confirmed that the patient's health condition is stable and no other case has been reported so far. The Karnataka cabinet approved 2 major drinking water projects worth 825 crores to provide pure drinking water for households in Ramanagara districts. The projects will provide river water to 344 habitats in Ramanagara Taluk and 697 habitats in Magadi Taluk. The district in charge minister for Ramanagara said that the projects under Jal Jeevan mission will provide pure drinking water for 3,65,000 people of the 2 taluks. The first project, Manageable Reservoir project, will be implemented at a cost of 670 crores, and the second project from YG Gudda Reservoir will cost 155 crores. The project will supply pure drinking water to 39,816 households in Ramanagara Taluk and 47,283 households in Magadi Taluk. President of the United States of America, Joe Biden, has warned of world war as fears of a Russian invasion on Ukraine mounts. Moreover, Biden has asked U.S. citizens in Ukraine to leave the country immediately. Biden reiterated that he would not send any U.S. troops to Ukraine, even to rescue Americans in case of a Russian invasion, since Russia has one of the largest armies in the world. Reports claimed that this situation was very different and feared that things would go crazy quickly. According to reports, Russia has mobilized over 130,000 troops at ex-Soviet state Belarus, which shares borders with Ukraine. Moreover, Russia rolled its tanks across Belarus for live fire drills. Meanwhile, North Atlantic Treaty Organization, a strategic military alliance of 22 countries, has warned Russia of any misadventure. The German Chancellor Olaf Scholz also warned that Russia should not underestimate their unity and determination as a partner in the EU and as an ally in NATO. The Ministry of Health on Thursday issued revised guidelines for international passengers arriving in India from 14 February onwards. The demarcation of countries at risk and other countries have also been removed. According to the new rules, apart from uploading the RT-PCR negative report that needs to be taken within 72 hours prior to undertaking the journey, passengers will now also have the option of uploading full primary vaccination certificates. Furthermore, the government has now added a 14-day self-monitoring recommendation post-arrival as against the 7-day mandatory home quarantine. From earlier, it is to be mentioned that random sampling of 2% of international travelers from all countries will be conducted on arrival, and that the travelers can give a sample and then are allowed to leave the airport. Notably, if tested positive, samples will be sent for genome testing at INSA-CoG laboratory network. The Border Security Force of Gujarat has apprehended 6 Pakistani nationals in an ongoing operation against the intrusion of Pakistani fishing boats and fishermen in the area of Harami Nala on Friday. During overnight search operations, a total of 11 Pakistani fishing boats have been seized. As per the BSF statement, the intrusion of Pakistani fishing boats and fishermen were detected on February 9 in the general area of Harami Nala. The Gujarat Frontier BSF immediately launched a massive search operation in the area spread across 300 square kilometers. Meanwhile, the search operation against intrusion of Pakistani fishing boats and fishermen is underway. The Ministry of Health on Thursday issued revised guidelines for international passengers arriving in India from February 14 onwards. The demarcation of countries at risk and other countries have also been removed. According to the new rules, apart from uploading the RT-PCR negative report that needs to be taken within 72 hours prior to undertaking the journey, passengers will now also have the option of uploading full primary vaccination certificates. Furthermore, the government has now added a 14-day self-monitoring recommendation post-arrival as against the 7th-day mandatory home quarantine. From earlier, it used to be mentioned that random sampling of 2% of international travelers from all countries will be conducted on arrival and that the travelers can give samples and then are allowed to leave the airport. Notably, if tested positive, samples will be sent for genome testing at ISRO laboratory network. Thank you, viewers of Nltv. That's all from Nltv Primetime News. I'm Rinki Gogoi signing off. But for more updates, keep watching Nltv. Sob Manulagawas.